Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 17 of Blast from the Past Reviews. As always, I am Steven, and I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Megan Leigh of the New Reviews. How's it going?
Not bad.
Not
I
bad.
made 0 notes on this movie, but I
Hey,
did
me
enjoy
too.
watching it.
I watched it. I got the video ready. We should be safe for sharing it, but yeah, nothing actually prepared.
Nope. We are very professional and absolutely 100% prepared at all times.
Oh yes, 110% prepared in Bizarro World. But yeah, so this week we are doing the Birdcage. I had to actually look over at the title to see because it's still on the other screen. I brain farted for a second there. But the Birdcage, what did you think of the movie?
I actually liked it. So I really had no idea what it was about. Honestly, and I was like, oh, it's a club. It's a cross-dresser. Oh. I had no idea. So I was not prepared. And I'm watching this and I feel really, really bad. It was actually interesting because I was like, oh, my bias is that I am prepared to hate this.
Yep.
But because that's just the day and age we live in. But I was like, man, this movie was made in the 90s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay,
I think 95, 96.
Maybe just having made that movie being made in and of itself was what's the word I'm looking for? A statement.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just entertaining. They kind of made fun of both sides, the cliches of both sides of transgender and cross-dressing, and the cliche of the Republican conservative people or whatever. But there was no true enmity, and there was no true hatred. It was just it's just making fun of the biases, and it was just entertaining and fun.
Yeah,
there was no message, really, Yeah, I mean, there was, but it wasn't this is the message, get it in your skull.
Yeah.
No.
It was, I mean, if there's a message, it would be that even people who are, vastly opposed to a specific way of life, when they're actually in a room with these people and they sit down and talk to them, they can find middle ground and they could actually become, they could be friendly to each other and, as we see at the end of the movie, eventually become a family together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and like you said, it shows, it really does make fun of all sides of everything on here. And while
nobody was raised as better than the other.
Yes, they're both successful parents. They're they're all decent people. They all try to work hard at what they do. Even the gay couple are business owners. The politician side of things, of course, he's just trying to stay in office. There's an election coming up, and he's even so far to the right that most Republicans would even roll their eyes. I'm fairly conservative, but when I saw when he's saying things like Bob Dole, I would have said he was too liberal. It's okay, there, pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, there was definite over-exaggeration on both sides, for sure, which made it comedic.
But you also get a bit of the middle ground in there too, because Diane Weist's character, the politician's wife, she's a little bit more demure and a little bit more, a little bit less vulnerable than you might expect for something like that. So she's kind of more toward the center compared to her very, very right-wing husband. And then you have, Nathan Lane's character, Albert, who's, screaming queen. And then Robin Williams, who, he's still definitely a flamboyant, but a little bit more to the center of that. A
little bit more reserved.
Yes. And just, it's funny. They try to be funny first, everything else second.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one... I think this is just a quotable movie too. There's so many things in this that like just my group of friends, we bring up all the time. Like anything something's going bad, it's I could really use some candy.
Oh man.
I think one of the other big ones, the number one that we always bring up is you really should be holding the cross. It is the prop for martyrs.
Yes. Good.
Anytime someone's kvetching, that happens. Let's say hi to the audience here. We've got your Bommy. How's it going, your Bommy? Saying yes, Robin Williams is a genius, and bringing up Death to Smoochie. I haven't seen that movie in so long. I think that was Danny DeVito, like directed it. He was also starring in it. Haven't seen that one in a long time. Excuse me. Achilles Jones, yes. Gene Hackman and Diane Weist. In fact, this is our second outing for Gene Hackman. Second movie he's been in. First one being Unforgiven, and second time for Robin Williams on this show. First time with them together.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen Ransom. How's it going, Stephen? Let's see. This film is classic Miami silliness just after AIDS and Mrs. Doubtfire. And I think that you were saying before this might have been like somewhat of a statement movie, and I think it definitely was, but it was also a very different time when we did legitimately have what we, modern nomenclature would say like systemic oppression against gay people. They couldn't be married. There were a lot of things that were withheld from them, and some states, very few, pretty much like just Massachusetts at the time, had civil unions. Not marriage, but you could have a civil union, and there were a lot of times that you would have, what you could call a standard gay couple. They just wanted to live together and have a normal life, that when they got into their older years had a lot of legal issues. Like if one goes into the hospital, the other one can't make decisions for them. So I think it's just a very different time, in that this film worked in the 90s when it came out.
For sure.
And yes, 90s soundtrack. Let's see. When I was little and saw this, I had no idea what I was about to witness. Yeah. I think you need to be a little bit older to properly understand this movie. Not even that it's like too adult with the humor in the sense of being, like vulgar or anything like that, which, don't get me wrong, I love vulgar humor. It's just adult topics. It's political and sexual humor, but muted sexual humor.
It was quite muted on that end, for sure.
Yeah. Zombie Box Reviews, how's it going? Any other like setup thoughts for the movie?
No.
Okay. I did look up a bit of trivia on this before we hop in. So this was originally, I think, Stephen mentioned it here. So it was originally it was French film, came out in 1979. Before that, it was a stage play, a French stage play. And then it got adapted to in English, but in America, a Broadway show in the 80s, I want to say. And then it became the movie in the 90s. I don't think Nathan Lane did because he was a Broadway star when it came out. I don't know if he played in this play when it was on Broadway, though. So there's that. The original casting for the two leads, Robin Williams was actually playing Albert, the drag queen, the star of the show, and Steve Martin was going to be Robin Williams' character. Steve Martin had a scheduling conflict, so he had to leave, and Robin Williams, having just done like Mrs. Doubtfire like 2 or 3 years before that, didn't want to cross-dress again, so he talked the director into moving him to the other role, and they brought on Nathan Lane. And while I love Steve Martin, I actually think this was a better cast for it.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine actually him being in any way.
Yeah, like Robin Williams was just great in this role of playing. They don't directly say it, but he seems like he was a guy who was closeted for a long time of his life, and it wasn't until he was in mid to late 20s that he actually came out to everyone. And so he can kind of play that contrasting role of like he acted like a manly man for a long time, and then got to be more what you could consider his true self, a bit more flamboyant. And then you have the over the top Nathan Lane, and he knocks it out of the park in this role. He is hilarious in this movie.
So dramatic.
Yes. I'm actually kind of surprised this movie hasn't been canceled yet. Just because some of the over-the-top humor could be construed as, being cliche or stereotypical. Yeah. But, it works. And that is true. Nathan Lane did not come out until 99, so he was still in the closet when this movie was made. Yeah. Well, I think we're about ready to hop into... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Wait, no. Once again, wrong. There we go. All right, I'm done boomerang things. So I picked a slightly earlier scene than we had talked about in the text.
Set the characters a bit.
Yeah. I really love this scene. This is when Gene Hackman's character is finding out about his the president of the Coalition for Moral Order thing, and I love the delivery in this scene. It's great. See, can I make that? That's better.
Intelligent show on television. Would not exist if politicians didn't make laws to protect them. That's why both houses are now Republican.
Bravo, it's the perfect platform.
Yes. I'm so glad I got on Jackson's bandwagon instead of Dole. Dole is just too
dark.
Well, I was going to say liberal, but he's dark too.
Bob Dole being considered too liberal is kind of funny. I mean, he was a bit more center right, but still, that's quite the statement there.
Woman.
This young man that Barbie wants to marry.
Miss Porter, page 2, the second paragraph. It's porno, not pronto.
I wonder if he's old money. I mean, a cultural attaché.
Your campaign manager is calling.
Oh yeah, the background that the daughter makes up for the couple.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's poor girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
It's
that's the whole little lesson, just making things worse for yourself instead of just being honest straight off the bat.
Yeah. And then everyone else, I mean, it makes the movie a lot funnier, but then everyone else has to form around the lie that they tell.
On both sides.
Yes.
Yikes.
Thank you, Bridget. Hello, Ben. Ready for what? What?
What's the matter, Kevin?
Jackson's dead.
Oh my God.
He died in bed? Whose bed? A prostitute? A minor? In black?
The way he delivers that last line is the best part of that.
Oh man.
More upset about the girl being black than an underage prostitute.
I would see them canceling this movie because of that line, actually.
Yeah. But that's the humor in the characters.
Yeah.
He just doesn't see things right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe this. I don't fucking believe this. I'm ruined.
No,
Ruined.
Kevin, you cannot be held responsible for Senator Jackson's private life.
Louise, I'm the vice president of the Coalition for Moral Order. My co-founder has just died in the bed of an underage black whore. Now, wait till the media gets a hold of this. Bridget! I could really use some candy.
I love how he says it like she should know to have had the candy there already.
Yes.
Hello.
God, just that whole scene. It's taking the absolute worst of the far right conservative, particularly in this is mid 90s when even the Democrat Party was swinging pretty hard to the right at this point in time.
Yeah.
And it's just his reactions to everything are all wrong. It's let's see. Oh, we were gonna skip to the man training.
Oh my
section.
gosh.
Let me
So
find
that. They
that.
can what? I forgot what role he was supposed to play.
He's going to be an uncle.
And he was going to be the uncle.
Let's see.
Oh, man. So funny.
Yeah,
redecorate the whole house. Literally just take everything down.
Oh, and I don't think we're going to see any of the parts, but when they're when they have all of the drag queens in there redecorating the house for him, and they put like the moose head up, it's like, don't add, just subtract. Oh yes, and when he takes the candy out of the trash bin, he starts digging into it. Yes, because the wife already knows like he's gonna spike his insulin just by eating all the candy in the house, and so she's pre-throwing all of it out. Yeah, I think this is right after Albert has been told that they want him to leave.
Poor Albert.
Yeah.
Don't cry, it's all right, you can stay. No, I don't want to stay where I'm not wanted, where I'm thrown out on the whims. Legal rights. Got the felony papers at home. You're lying again. Too much ugly.
And the palimony papers keep coming up. I guess that's kind of like the Florida version of the civil union back then. I'm not sure. Or I think it has to do with like the business. I think that's what it really comes down to. Is he wants to have legal rights to the home and the business.
Yep.
But his reaction here is kind of a mom reaction to something like this. I don't want to be somewhere where I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
Too much pain. Oh, feel my pulse. Am I all right?
Oh my god.
Very fast. Let's get you out of the sun.
Fainting.
Oh my gosh.
Water. Right away.
Oh man.
No, just breathe. Thank you, Rodrigo. The usual. Right away, Senor. This is not because of you. It's because the girl's parents are assholes. Bill's crazy about you. Is he? Oh, that helps.
That helps as always. Because I like that because he had talked earlier about how like you don't want to share your business with me, you don't want to share your son. Oh, okay, Val actually cares about me, which hasn't really been discussed. You don't really see that till the end of the movie, so he's just saying that to make him happy.
Oh yeah, but you gotta calm the wife down.
Oh yep. You say what you got to. It's just be happy wife, happy life, and that's exactly what's going on here for Armand. And Stephen Ransom was saying for the previous scene, they were painting the red picture with a large brush. I mean, they do it the same on both sides. As you see here, Nathan Lane's character is super flamboyant.
That water is so cool. Maybe it is too much to introduce me as his mother on the first visit. You should tell them I was a relative who dropped in. Val's uncle, Uncle Al. What's the point to be Val's gay Uncle Al? Oh, I can play it straight.
I don't know why they didn't play that one. That one was just so easy.
Look at the way
I think it's because the straight training goes so bad. They just didn't think it would work.
Holding a glass. Look at your pinky. Look at your posture. What? What about you? You're obviously not a cultural whatever it is. You've never been to a museum and you eat like a pig. Right-wing conservatives, they don't care if you're a pig, they just care if you're a fag.
Uh-oh, gamer word.
Oh, fuck 'em. Of course you can pass as an uncle. You're a great performer. I'm a great director. Together we can do almost anything. Oh, Armand, really? Absolutely. Oh, we've got 5 hours. All right, first.
5 hours.
All right, here's your posture. Oh my God, are you crazy? What are you doing? Breathing. Get you to act like a man. This is a dinner party. Let's work the food. All right. Spread some mustard on the toast.
And don't dribble little dots of mustard. No.
Okay. Pinkies up.
And you smear. Men smear.
Men
That is
smear.
true. That is true. Men do smear. Watch a man do a bagel. Cream cheese on a bagel sometimes. It's smear.
Yeah, stop trembling. Hold the knife firmly and straight.
I pierced the toast.
The important thing to remember
Oh,
is
I
not to
love
cut
it.
pieces when they're done.
Yes.
It's great.
You have to react like a man. Calmly. You have to say to yourself, Albert, you pierced the toast. So what? It's not the end of your life. Try another one. Albert, you pierced the toast. So what?
That was actually really good.
He can't stand character though.
I can always get more toast. That's the
I
spirit.
could always get more toast.
Let's try walking. Holding the sandwich.
Let's try walking. Oh dear God, this part is so great.
Yes.
I love it. Here it comes, guys. Here it comes.
Very few actors can make walking funny.
Little too squishy.
Let me give you an image.
Swishy. Yes.
It's an image. John Wayne.
Oh, God. Couldn't we start with someone easier?
He's got a very distinctive walk. Very easy to imitate. And if anyone was a man, oh, now try it. Get off your horse and head into the saloon. Nice touch.
Oh dear God, but it's like floppy. It's like a floppy lady's beach hat.
He can't even put the hat on straight like a
No.
straight guy. He has to do that whole number.
It's like he's trying to hold in a poop or something. Like, I don't know.
Right? Just make it to the bathroom. Make it to the bathroom.
No good.
Actually, it's perfect. I just never realized John Wayne walked like that.
Oh dear heavens.
That is definitely like a conversation you can see parents having.
Oh,
That is
man.
and I can tell roughly where they are there. They're in Georgia on I-75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the signs, Gainesville, Macon, stuff like that. That's all.
Optic
That's all.
Racer. Hello.
Hey, Optic Racer, how's it going? I think we had a couple of... Yeah, Stephen Ransom added a nice illuminating comment here. The palimony was a regulation started in California. It regulated the financial responsibility of a couple that had lived together for a good while, over a decade, I think. Unmarried couples included. Okay. So that's why he wanted the palimony papers. Because they'd been together for what, like at least 20 years?
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
time? Yes. Oh, and
Yes.
yes, they're like Punch and
Punch
Judy.
and Judy.
Yes.
This guy's a fucking maniac. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is like the reporters or whatever, right? The TV.
Yeah,
reporters.
the National Enquirers group that are following them, trying to get the first hit at the story here for the scandal.
Armand Goldman, you old so-and-so. How about those dolphins? Screaming Queen?
Screaming Queen. Yes, yes, you're
No,
Screaming
sorry.
Queen.
Yes.
Tight wrist.
Oh, that just reminded me. So yeah, they talked about how he did that to shake his hand. You know, yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, I met this guy one time. It was a coworker of my dad's, and I was not the only person he had done this to. But I went to shake his hand, you know, like a man, hands straight, tight at the wrist, all that stuff. And he started out like that, but then and so I'm holding his hand like this, and I could not help myself. The internal smartass just rose up, and I kissed his hand. not help myself. Could not help myself.
Oh,
The worst
man.
part is I found out after the fact that my mom did the same thing when she met him. So apparently smartass runs in the family. But this was like a military officer. Like this guy should have been. He should have known how to do a proper handshake, not that.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-mm-mm.
Is the daughter the same lady from Meet Joe Black? It's Callista Flockhart. I have not seen Meet Joe Black, so I wouldn't know.
Excuse me.
But it's Callista Flockhart. She's done other stuff. Isn't she married to Harrison Ford? I don't know. Somebody's married to Harrison Ford.
I don't know.
Yeah. I do know that she's supposed to be playing a 19-year-old when she's actually like 29 in this movie.
I mean, she looks 19.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
not guess
super
that, yeah.
awkward.
Straighten it. Then tighten it. There. Now, you old so-and-so.
I just said that.
Well, now I'm saying it.
Oh,
His runaway. Oh,
Yes, and he has to back in character.
Oh,
Now,
dear
you old son of a
God.
bitch. How you doing? How do you feel
Sean
about
Wayne
that
walk.
call today? I mean, the Dolphins. 4th and 3 play on their 30-yard line with only 34 seconds to go.
how do you think I feel? Betrayed, bewildered? Wrong response?
I'm not sure.
It's so funny because he is gay. So he's like, wait a second, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's
Two gay men trying to act straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's the blind leading the blind here.
Mhm.
Oh, right on, amigo. Damn straight. Damn straight.
Damn straight.
Fucking
Spit.
A, fucking A, right. Come on, buddy. Swing that by me again. Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Take it easy.
Hey, you take it easy, Pilgrim.
Uh-oh.
You bumped into me.
Tough gazungus.
Uh-oh.
You're such a prick.
What?
Who says tough gazungas?
Right. Oh, Paul Bustle.
Such an
Hey, Paul. Yes, I pierced the toast. There's always more toast.
This is great.
Ooh.
That angle is so
Don't be
funny.
an asshole.
Actually, talking to the asshole behind you.
Oh, see, the swelling's already gone down. It's nothing. You were magnificent, marvelous, very masculine. Proud of you. That big gorilla looked so ridiculous when he sat on you and banged your head on the ground. He didn't even know how to box. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Didn't even know how to box. Oh, man. Yeah, so they try to do the man training. It does not really work.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if we can find it. Oh, that's where they meet the mother. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, we were going to skip ahead to where you meet Mom at the dinner party.
No boy.
Oh, and this scene right here, I thought it was you had a nice like drama, like a loving scene in here where Robin Williams is telling him, that he does actually want to live their life together, and he's gonna have to move his plot from the beautiful graveyard to the shithole because he doesn't want to miss a laugh in the afterlife. It was really nice to have. You got to have that come down moment with all the comedy in the movie. Let's see. They are cute together. That made them real. This is acting with a vengeance. Yes. You do. Fussy, fussy, fussy. Twyla, Twyla. On the inside. Yes.
I loved that part.
Yes.
That was so good. They just really sell it every time.
They do. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This... Just to show the fruits of their labor with the man training. He does a really job of, I mean, it's a nice suit. He looks good at it, but you can tell he feels awkward in it.
Mm-hmm. The walk.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good, though, for just a
Not
normal
bad.
walk.
Not bad.
Yeah. The sitting, though.
Do the man spread.
Yeah, there you go. Doesn't even know how to sit.
What?
No good.
Oh, man. They're like, it's the socks.
Yeah.
No man wears pink socks.
No, you can go over the top with the socks, but not just pink.
Right.
I'm just a guy.
What about those?
Those, well, one plus one, a hint of color.
A hint of color.
A hint.
You can tell he loves his socks. He's like, oh,
Dress this
Oh,
way.
yeah.
I'm even more obvious.
their faces.
You're right. I just
Aww.
wanted so much to help you.
Aww.
Yeah.
And you hate me.
And then the drama.
Both
Yep.
hate me.
You both hate me.
Yeah, you can tell they both do feel bad about the position they're putting Al in
Mm-hmm.
there. It is asking a bit much of someone too, to just be like, I need you to change your whole personality in 5 hours or go away. Like that's your option. I did hear, I read one thing online, someone talking about this movie, how people commonly consider Gene Hackman to be like the antagonist, so-called antagonist for this movie, when really it would be the son. He's the one coming in and
Yes.
saying, you got to change everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's the negative force who comes in and forces them to, go through the actions. But let's see. Okay, we were going to go to... Yes, meeting mom. Let's find that scene.
Mom.
Oh,
Like
wait.
his biological mom?
No, when Nathan Lane in drag shows up.
Oh, right. Because his biological mom is like so masculine, it's hilarious.
Yes. Oh, and another great line from that scene when she's like, "Oh, I was never much of the nurturing type," and pops the champagne and it's spilling everywhere, and Robin Williams immediately pulls out the
Cleaning it
handkerchiefs.
up.
Oh no, well, I'm very nurturing, and Al is practically a breast. Yes. Another bit of trivia I read on this. So both Robin Williams and Nathan Lane are well known for improv. They like to improvise a bit in their scenes, and they're both very good at it. But the director did demand them. They were like, all right, we got to do one take where you stay on script. One take, and you got to mean it. You stay on script. After that, it's fair game. You can improv, you can add lines, do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So they were forced to do one go around on script. Let's see a bit further. Yes, this is where the parents show up. And I think we're right about there. Where do I have it? Okay, yeah, this is pretty darn close.
I think so.
Let's see. Stephen is saying, perception is the antagonist. Public perception. Maybe I don't. Yeah, because I will say when this movie came out, in particular, public perception was much different, and I won't throw my personal political feelings into it. All right, yes, I will. It's my channel. I don't care.
Ha.
It does seem like we've gone too far
Mm-hmm.
onto the other side, like because like in the drag club scenes in this, like they're not trying to involve children or anything like that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this, it's for adults. It's an adult thing to do. So yeah, it's in public perception has definitely changed from then. So yeah, it's mid-90s public perception. I could see that.
Goldman. I mean, Goldman and Coleman. It's pretty damn close. Yeah, you're right. Wouldn't that be something? Try Goldman. What was it? Armand Goldman.
It's just so odd to me, this fuss over school prayer. As if anyone, Jews, Muslims, whatever, would mind if their children prayed in a classroom.
It's insane.
Okay, no, we went too far.
Too far.
Too far.
We need that when he's like enters the room,
Yes.
which I can't remember when that is.
Okay, we're close. We're close. I wrote down a timestamp, but obviously it's wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. Oops.
The wife probably doesn't want to be in the same house with us, and the father is
Here we go.
I'm sure that's not it.
No, there's something else. It's something about the father and the butler. I can't put my finger on it.
It's nothing. What do you mean? It's nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
You always think.
I don't always think the worst.
Just a little.
Mom's like, I need a drink.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep, this is it.
Bill, let's give her half an hour, and then if she isn't...
Here I am. Oh, please forgive me for being so late, but the traffic was unbelievable. Senator Keeley, Mrs. Keeley, I'm so
They're like,
happy.
It's- Oh no.
Oh, you must be Barbara. Oh, pretty child. Come here and give me a hug.
She's
Oh,
like,
don't be afraid.
Just stunned.
It's so nice to meet you, Mrs. Coleman.
Goldman.
I thought the D was silent.
It is pronounced Coleman, isn't it? We've had some confusion.
Yes, Coleman. The D is silent in America. It's Col d'Illemont, or Cole of the Isle of Man, in France, where Armand's chateau is, and Coldeman.
his face.
Where Armand's work is, and finally the Boca Coleman, Florida, where Armand's home is. So actually, we don't know where we are until we hear our last name pronounced.
Oh, that explains it.
At last.
Does it?
Well enough. I mean, you gotta say quick on his feet for that one. He can't play a straight man, but when he's playing a woman, he is quick on his feet.
Yes.
Yes, so mad.
He's.
I think I would like to hug you, Mrs. Coleman.
Oh, my dear child. Oh, welcome.
Look at this. We were going through the footage for the special on
Oh yeah, here's where all of the news channels figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah, and then it gets bad.
I feel like part of that was improvised. I imagine so. Part of it may have been.
Where'd we get this? Keeley's house last night shooting cutaways. The fat guy is with the National Enquirer. Harry Radman.
Oh, yeah. My God, he's put on so much weight since the Simpson case.
God, back when the O.J. Simpson case was still relevant.
For what you've done here, everything's so simple, thank you. And uncluttered. Our house is just a sea of papers. You men, you're just the biggest babies. They can run the world, but they can't pick out a tie.
Oh, I know. I can't get this big lug to buy a new suit.
Armand, I think they're picking on us.
That's the way Nate.
Okay, a sea of papers. Yeah, I will say that is kind of a guy thing. I am guilty of that. I mean,
Oh,
even
dude,
just
I have
right
papers
here
and
alone.
books piled everywhere, so I don't know if that is a guy thing. I don't know. I think it's like a creative person thing. But creative males who are creative tend to be slightly less organized than females who are creative. I will say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Like this room here is kind of my space, and cluttered is a nice way to put it. You know, wife has her own space, and that is well organized. There's, I mean, I did also buy her a table bought her a, what are they called? A drafting table that it like leans up and stuff. But even with that, she bought like a tackle box to keep all of her painting stuff in one place, whereas I just had.
That sounds like me. Like it's like organized chaos. It can get chaotic, but then you like organize it again, so it doesn't stay chaotic.
Yeah, it has to hit a certain level of chaos before I'm like, okay, let me organize some things, and then within a week it's back.
Wow.
I'm sure there's more around here. I mean, it's just not within arm's reach. Yeah, there's a stack over there, and there's a stack of books. And there's an empty box that I should probably get rid of. Yeah, guilty.
Goodness.
Maybe I'm just an old-fashioned girl, but I pity the woman who's too busy to stay home and take care of her man.
You're here. God, it's just so nice to meet people like you. Our kind of people.
He's just selling it so well.
Yes.
As the woman.
There's no first name on the bill. Sure? They can't find him. What about the name on the front of the club? Goldman. I mean, Goldman and Coleman. It's pretty damn close. You're right. Wouldn't that be something?
It's taking them a while to put this together, you know?
Yeah.
Armand Goldman.
It's just so odd to me, this fuss over school prayer. As if anyone, Jews, Muslims, whatever, would mind if their children prayed in a classroom.
Just Jews, Muslims, whatever. They shouldn't mind. Yeah, it's definitely just painting the narrow-mindedness very thick.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you, Agadon Spartacus. You may go.
He's like, oh my gosh, haha, this scenario is great.
Well, at least he speaks English. If you knew how many chauffeurs we've been through in the last 6 months.
Oh, if you knew how many maids we've run through in the last 6 years, I could name a dozen. Rodney,
Look,
Bruno.
You all need more ice.
Such a good feeling.
It's like, please stop talking. Please stop talking.
Compulsively, like, throwing ice at people. Just please, change the topic.
Clever books on the shelves, not a lot of fancy art on the walls. Just the crucifix. And a lot of good, warm family feeling. Now, this is what Clinton didn't understand when he started in on school prayer and gays in the military.
All ice for you.
Now, that's an idiotic issue. Gays in the military. I mean, those haircuts, those uniforms. Who cares?
You shouldn't be talking about things you don't know about. Val, don't patronize your mother. She's an amazingly intelligent woman. You know, I think homosexuality.
Lots more ice.
One of the things that's weakening this country.
Really? You know, that's what I thought until I found out Alexander the Great was a fag. Talking about gays in the military.
How about those dolphins, eh?
I'll get it.
What's great about it too is, you know, Al as the Mother Coleman, is disagreeing with him, but because he's making an argument, he's putting forth, you know, just his personal opinions. The father, I can't remember his name, Gene Hackman's character, actually respects her for that, you know. As the mother, it's he'd rather have a proper, well thought out disagreement than the whatever weirdness Robin Williams is doing here.
I think we're skirting an issue here that has Mr. Coleman very nervous. And I don't blame him.
Everybody's like, what?
Uh-oh.
What? The panic.
About Murder Jackson, how he died.
Oh, that. Yes. What an ugly story. Of course, we don't believe a word of it.
What do you mean?
He was obviously framed. And I, for one, would like an autopsy.
It's just what Rush Limbaugh said.
Oh.
Oh, bye, Achilles.
Yeah. Yes, Achilles. Thank you for staying with us as long as you can. Yeah, check the replay later. It's just we're just gonna have a good time here and laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Hackman's character is attracted to her/him. Yes.
Well, it's because she's saying all the things that like makes him warm and fuzzy inside, right? He's like, oh yes. She's like stroking his ego and everything. He loves it.
Yep. And that's another line that I love how Gene Hackman delivers it of, that's just what Rush Limbaugh says. Yep, Night Achilles Jones. Let's see. Oh, where did we? I think the singing scene is coming up here soon.
Oh yes, this is so good. Oh my goodness, everybody's like bonding.
Yes.
Over musical theater.
Cut across towards a burning stable.
It's gonna be late, okay? But you give me so little time to show.
Girl is
Straight out the bottle.
Growing up the way he did a Cantonese.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to laugh at Miss Albert, but what is Diane doing?
It's one night. I can live through it.
Of course, it's very wrong to kill an abortion doctor.
Like, what did I just walk into?
Oh no, yeah.
Many of them sincerely feel that if you stop the doctors, you'll stop the abortions.
Well, that's ridiculous. The doctors are only doing their jobs. If you're going to kill someone, kill the mothers. That'll stop them.
See if your mama did.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. If you kill the mother, the fetus dies too. But the fetus is going to be aborted anyway, so why not let it go down with the ship?
See you now.
Excuse me. Oh heavens.
My mother is just following out a train of thought to its logical yet absurd conclusion. Very much the way Jonathan Swift did. He suggested that the Irish peasants feed their babies to the rich.
I don't know anything about Jonathan Swift, but I know one thing about your mother. She's a very passionate woman who follows her heart, and I just love her.
His wife. What?
So in other words, Goldman owns the club and lives above it and owns the building.
See. All right, I want to find that the singing scene.
Yes.
Oh, the bowls.
The bowls. Oh my goodness, yes.
All right, let's see.
They have these very
very graphic. design.
Yes.
It looks like a bunch of young men playing leapfrog. I think mine has a girl on it. Yep, mine has a girl on it.
Just get my glasses.
Yes.
I can't find them, Mom. You lost them.
Oh, got mine here. Yes. Oh man. In the way she just like looking at it, looks like they're playing leapfrog. That one, it always gets me. Let's see.
Yes. Oh my heavens.
Oh, and the soup is just disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I didn't go too far, did I?
No, there's still a dinner.
Decided to look.
I was trying to remember if that was before dinner or...
I think it was before...
I think it was before dinner.
I think it was before dinner.
Yeah, it's right before this.
Yes.
Yep, here we go. All right, we should be close. There we go.
I could have danced all day. I could have danced all night. And still have
Bye, Phil.
Bye, Phil.
You have a beautiful voice.
I could have spread my wings and let a thousand
Oh my god.
I hope your mother knows I'm going to have a career after we're married.
Barbara, Albert's not my mother. It's a drag queen.
That's right. Getting that. It just sounds so much like a mother.
I only know when he began to dance with me. I could have danced, danced, danced.
Oh my gosh.
Bravo!
I love that they bonded over the most cliche gay thing.
Show
Musical
tunes.
theater show
Yes.
tunes.
Yes.
Oh,
And that's
heavens.
My Fair Lady, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Thought so. God, I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I know, I need to watch that again. I love
Yeah.
My Fair Lady.
I don't know, it's one of those things, like, I'm not so big into most musicals themselves. I'll say the older ones, like 70s and before, I do prefer compared to most modern. I mean, there's some that are good. When we did Sweeney Todd, that's a good one. But I do like, not all, but there are some show tunes. Like that one, it's just a happy song.
Yes.
It makes you feel good. But yes. Oh, and then the dinner scene.
Oh, man.
Yes.
It's just like one thing after another.
Yeah. It's how much worse could it possibly get? Let's see. Yeah, because we already talked about the dinner scene. Let's get to... Oh, I think it's right after dinner is when the birth mom shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's... Okay, yeah. Right around here. Oh, they have to redo the wig.
The wig. We're having issues with the wig.
Yep.
They all go to the bathroom together, which is weird.
Yeah, who does that?
Where the hell's the spirit?
I have a hurt. If you don't move your head too much, it might work.
Thank you. You're a very sweet girl. I'm so sorry, Val.
I noticed you didn't have this kind of blind sympathy for poor Bessie Jackson.
Bessie Jackson is an insensitive cow. This woman is a lady. I don't understand you. She's gonna be your in-law too.
Well, if you think he's so terrible, maybe your daughter shouldn't marry his son.
I don't think he's terrible in that way. I mean, he's not gonna get mixed up in some stupid scandal.
I don't think I've ever seen you before.
What do you mean?
Everything he cares about is how it could affect his career.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it all comes down to.
I don't even know who you are. You're not worried about Barbara. All you think about is your career. And poor little Mrs. Coleman.
Oh, please, you're just as worried about my career as I am. And you're the one that pushed for the marriage. And Barbara can handle that boy. I mean, she's a modern woman, tough as nails. Poor Mrs. Coleman, she cries if you call her mother. She's that vulnerable. This breaks my heart. They don't make women like that anymore.
Uh-oh.
Home. I forgot my key.
Who is it?
It's Val's mother, Mrs. Goldman. Is Almond there?
Ruh-roh.
Val's mother?
Goldman?
Ahem. This is where shit hits the fan, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's home.
Good evening.
Oh, God.
First, as usual, or for the first time.
For that first time.
You must be Senator and Mrs.
Oh, that just reminded me of another great bit of trivia. So Hank Azaria, his character, Agador Spartacus, his normal voice is a very flamboyant, sort of high-pitched, very specific voice. And he had actually asked some of his gay friends, like, is this too far? Am I going too cliche with this? And they're like, no, that's actually, like, you're on the spot for, an immigrant Latino, gay man. You're hitting the nail on the head there. Well, he's good friends, in real life, he's good friends with Billy Bob Thornton. And this is around the same time that Billy Bob Thornton was making Sling Blade, which also has a very distinctive voice. And so what they would do to work on their characters is they would drive around at night and pretend to do a buddy cop film as Agador Spartacus in Sling Blade, which I think would make an excellent, SNL skit. I wish somebody had found out about it back then and we could have Sling Blade and Agador Spartacus.
That'd be great.
Just solving
That's
crimes.
Funny.
Oh, I think that is the murderer over there. That ain't murder. Yeah, trying to imagine that in real life. Yes, just driving around LA at night.
Keely, Catherine Goldman. I'm delighted to meet you. Please forgive me for being so terribly late.
Sorry to
I
take
was
so
stuck in
long.
traffic.
Barbara wanted to see. What is she doing here? Explain.
Yes, please do. Explain it to all of us. I don't want to embarrass this lovely lady, but exactly how many mothers does your son have? What? Well, this woman has just introduced herself as Val's mother. How many mothers does Val have?
Uh-oh.
Just one. This is my mother.
Aww.
My father owns a
Yeah.
nightclub downstairs. My mother is the star.
What?
He's like,
Like you.
his whole life is just falling to pieces.
It's just
What?
it does not compute to him.
No,
It's
he's like,
just
like none of that. He understood. It didn't make sense to him. It was a foreign language.
yeah.
Everybody lied for us. These are my parents. This is my wife.
And this is the lady who had Val.
It's nice to meet you, Catherine.
Very nice, Val. You've done a good job.
Thank you. We're very proud of him.
Barbara, the nightclub downstairs, he owns it. I mean, he's not a cultural attaché.
Nope.
He isn't married to a housewife. And their name isn't Coleman, it's Goldman. They're Jewish.
Jewish. It's like that's worse or something.
Right. Which makes this reaction so much better, like the best.
They're both men.
Can't be. You can't be Jewish.
Evan.
It just doesn't click. You can't be Jewish.
Still hasn't like gotten to the whole they're gay part. He doesn't want to.
Just can't accept it.
Look at his face. Like he's like, I just like the disbelief and the trying to figure it out and make sense of it. No.
Yeah. It's the rat's running but not going anywhere.
No.
Kevin, this is a man.
What?
Don't you understand?
No.
They're gay. They own the drag club downstairs. They're two men.
Senator Keeley, I don't know if this helps, but I want you to know that I meant every word I said to you
His
about
hands there
adhering
just-
to family values and a stricter moral.
Still not.
I feel like I'm insane.
Look, it's really very simple. Armand and I were
She
together.
called your mother Coleman.
Kevin, nothing's changed. It's still me, with one tiny difference. Well, not tiny.
It's not tiny. His wife is like, okay, well, we're done.
I'll explain it to you in the car. That's yeah. I have seen that happen before in real time. I don't get it. I'll explain it to you later. Just, let's go.
Oh.
No, I'm not coming. Oh, Barbara, please don't do this to me. I may not be as vulnerable as Mrs. Coleman, but I still have feelings. Somebody has to like me best.
Oh man.
We're leaving now. I want you to come with us.
Daddy, please.
Barbara, I've made your mother cry. I'm up for re-election. We're in the middle of a scandal. I'm in the home of a gay couple who own a drag club. I realize you want to get married, but how many lives do you have to ruin to do it?
Oh.
I would have really liked to have had you as my family.
Oh.
I just want to say, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Whatever your name is, I hope this doesn't influence your vote.
Crap.
Did you get him? No. I would have if you hadn't said Senator Keeley. I was trying to make him turn.
Oh man.
Yes, they are definitely a wreck.
Now all the film crews are here.
Yes. Little sausage never hurt anyone.
Another television van just arrived in a car. It says Florida Eagle. Oh, that's just print news.
Just print.
Great headline.
It's nothing.
Jackson and his women. Senator Keeley and his men.
Perfectly innocent. You just came to meet the parents of the boy that Barbara wants to marry. You didn't know.
Louise. Scotty are interested in details. They don't even trust details. The only thing they trust is headlines.
Well, if I can put
That is still true.
Mhm.
That is still true.
Besides, they don't have a thing on you. It's their word against yours that you're even here.
Well, they will have something on me. At some point, I'll have to leave. People will notice if I'm never seen again.
Another television crew. They're going into the club.
The play-by-play.
Wouldn't you know it? The one night I don't perform.
Can I get somebody some soup?
No.
the soup scene. Oh, I forgot about that. What the heck is sweet and sour peasant soup? I made it up.
Oh my gosh. He literally just put all the most random ingredients in a pot.
Yes. It's seafood chowder. Is that an egg? Yes, it's an egg.
Oh.
Daddy, I'm sorry.
No, I know.
Senator? Another shot for Jim?
I don't really drink.
Yeah, but now's the time to pretend.
Now's the time to pretend.
Still wants the candy.
Oh, we're waiting for that to be recognized in 2 seconds.
Not necessarily.
I love this part so much.
Yes, as Stephen Ransom said, it's Jean to Jeanette time.
Finished fabulously.
Yes.
All these like film crews wandering around.
Yeah. On the one night I'm not performing.
We come to the end of our show. You are family too. Please sing along.
Yeah, I've known a couple of drag queens over the years. I've never been to a show though.
I worked with one. The last clinic I worked at, one of the BCBAs, he was a drag queen.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was like, he was just gay when he was at work. But like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
out, man.
Oh yeah. And that was, I think, one of the big differences with like back then is it was something you did like after hours. You know?
Yes.
And
you didn't make it part of your like 24/7 personality. Like it was like a hobby, you know?
Yeah, it was the people I've known, it was the way they considered it was an alter ego. Like they had a different name, they would have like a different personality, everything. Like one of my cousins, Kevin, his alter ego was Miss Kitty. And yeah, that was one of the things he did. I knew another guy, his name was Daryl, I think. But his alter ego was Violet. And unfortunately for Daryl, he was a much better looking woman. Don't know why, but he also had fun with it too. I was not there, unfortunately, for this, but I got told about it after it happened. They were all at the Ren Fair. A bunch of people were there. I couldn't make it that weekend. And so Daryl's there as Violet. And another guy who had never been to the fair before goes over to my buddy Joe and he's like, "Hey Joe, who's that hot black chick over there?" He's like, "Oh, hey Violet, come on over." meet my buddy Jim here. And Violet starts to flirt with him a little bit, and he's flirting back, and Violet gets right up next to his ear and goes, "I'm a butter your bread, boy." The guy just jumps out of his skin. Just,
that is
like,
amazing.
soul leaves his body.
That's amazing.
Yep. Yeah, I only saw him as Violet a couple of times. Most of the time when I saw him, he was just Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But all right, we'll hop back in here. But yeah, that was something they just did for fun.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I bet they throw a banging party though.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, all the film crews.
I mean, this would be the thing to catch, you know?
Oh,
this
yeah.
would be it.
There's no story if they don't get them coming out.
Hey, it's Ricky Martin.
So awkward. She's just having fun.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I've never had this much fun in my life. I've had it with a straight-laced good girl.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is my time.
First chance to really let loose.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Gene Hackman here. This what's coming up. It's too great. I won't bother explaining it. We'll just watch it. It's too good.
I've never danced with a man before. It's always the first time.
Don't want to dance with me. It's his dress. I told him white would make me look fat.
What about me? I'm just as pretty as the rest of these guys.
Barbara, don't beat me. Don't beat me. I don't want to be the only girl in my family.
Just make your way towards the door. We'll be out of here in just a minute.
She's just like,
I told him it was his dress. I told him white would make me look fat. I want to be the only girl not dancing.
oh man.
Here to dance, baby.
Oh no, I don't do with my hand.
Which one leads? I don't know.
Right through the film crews.
Yes. Yeah, you know what? Gene Hackman is doing great in those heels.
He like totally checked them all out and was like, okay.
You can see he had the thought for a second. He was, no, that wasn't him.
Meet me in 20 minutes at the corner of El Dorado and Palm.
And he's talking like he's himself still. To his driver's like, I don't know you.
No way.
Oh man.
Oh, and then for the cherry on the cake, you gotta have the wedding.
There's like the bride's side, very straight laced.
Yeah,
The groom's
and
side.
it's all charcoal suits on this side and so much color on the other side.
Yep. They're all just staring at each other. Oh man.
Al's having to fix his makeup.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, those bridesmaids dresses. Dear God.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm not sure what the bridesmaids dresses were, but I remember because there's pictures out there of my parents' wedding, and it was white tuxedos, because this was like 1990, 1991. It was white tuxedos with pink shirts underneath, with like still not quite out of the 80s ruffles around like the cummerbund and bow ties. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
the
great.
fashion was great sometimes, but once in a while it went overboard.
The wives are crying.
Yes.
Which one is the mother?
I just don't know.
I just don't know.
Mazel tov. As a sign of your union, you may kiss the bride.
They did like a
The
Jewish
double.
Protestant wedding, I guess.
Yeah, I've never been to one, but I've heard that's the thing that they'll do both. Yeah. I don't think that Catholics will do that. I think that's only Protestants will do the Jewish Protestant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
and that
cute.
yes. That is the Birdcage.
Oh man. I need to get myself that movie. I really liked it.
Oh yeah, it's just fun. It's a good one. And like you said at the beginning, it's something you go in expecting like, okay, this is kind of against like some of my personal values, but it works. They do a good job with it. Everyone's a bit of a cliche, but they're not so much of a cliche that it becomes offensive.
Yeah, no. There's never anything offensive about it. It's just fun and yeah, it's a good time.
Yes. Yeah, this is one I go back to and watch probably about once a year. I go back to and watch this movie. It's great. Now I have it on DVD. Normally I would have to wait till it hit, a streaming service, and it's, oh hey, the Birdcage is back on. Let's watch it. Yes. Yeah, just great movie. Love this one. Trying to think if there was any other like trivia or anything. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, did you have any other thoughts for movie as a whole?
No.
Okay.
I don't usually. Let's be honest here.
I got nothing extra on this one as well, other than it's a good movie. It's fun. It's worth a watch. Everyone should see it, kind of deal. Oh, that did just make me think of like the movies that I should probably get on DVD, but just show up on streaming services. Galaxy Quest recently hit Netflix, so I might be giving that one a watch again soon. That's another just fun movie. Not quite as over the top and flamboyant as this one, but in its own way, it can be.
Galaxy Quest.
Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay, that'll wind up on the list. That's
Alrighty.
that's a good one. Yeah, it's if the actors from Star Trek, like the original Star Trek, got pulled into actual Star Trek. That's kind of the basis for it.
All right.
But it's well made. It's a good movie. It's fun. Good comedy in there. Got Tim Allen in it, so he's great. But yeah. Well. Let's see. Yep, you're Bommy Ed. Yes, it is definitely fun. Well, I think that's about all we got for today.
I think so.
Yeah. My face is like hurting a little bit. I've been laughing so hard watching this. Like I can feel it right in here. It's just a good one.
It's good to have that.
Yeah. That's how you know it's a good comedy, when you feel good after watching it, and your face hurts a little bit because you've been smiling and laughing the whole time.
Truth. True enough.
Yeah, and it is the immortal Robin Williams here, so we definitely get some great acting out of him too with this one.
Oh, good.
Well, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Yep. See,
What's
Stephen
my nerd
Ransom is
film?
with me on this. Yep.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
And I think you're far enough into your noob journey to appreciate it. You don't have to be a Star Trek fan to get it. Yeah. And you've been to a couple of conventions, so you know what they're like. They do kind of the convention circuit in the movie at a couple of parts. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And yes, has some great actors as well. I mean, Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman.
Oh,
is
okay.
in it. Yeah. Yes, solid cast overall. Trying to think. Rainn Wilson from The Office, but like way before The Office. He's in it. There's other actors I'm just not remembering off the top of my head, but yes, Galaxy Quest is a solid one. We'll get that on the list eventually.
All right.
But yeah, I had a great time. I hope everybody else out there had a great time watching this. Okay, yes, Stephen, I will mention Sam Rockwell. Yes, he's another great actor. But yeah, we will let you know in the near future what the next movie will be.
Yeah, I need to go make that decision.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in due time. But yes, if you haven't seen The Birdcage, go rent it, buy it, something. Find it out there on the high seas. I don't care. It's a great one. You should definitely go see it.
For sure.
Yes. And with that, we'll be catching all of you next week, next Friday sometime. You won't be here for next week? Is that?
No, I should be here.
You'll be here? Okay, sorry. I thought you had another convention. That's not until the future. Okay.
No.
Okay. Still under subbed. Yeah, it happens. But yeah, everybody have a great weekend. I hope we were a nice start to your weekend. And oh yeah, there's an outro. Let me get the outro ready.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm always prepared. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
No. He's looking at you, kid.
Goodbye, Boo.
Kitty.
Kitty has to go.
I'll see you. Not if I see you first.
Hello.
Grandpa? Maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
As you wish.